In a classroom of 30, parents worry that adding more students will only hurt their child's education. Mesa Public Schools notified more than 200 teachers that they may be losing their jobs. I can actually smell the garbage burning right here, and we're actually starting to be engulfed by the smoke. What's the difference between this bullet and a lead bullet? Find out after the break. Clothing, toys, and diapers. Just down the street, some places say they were left on the sidelines. The Arizona Republicans also turned out to put in their 2 cents about the economic stimulus bill. Good evening, I'm Jamil Donith. Welcome to your Wednesday edition of World Watch.
See his face back there?
Yeah.
When you think of jaguars in Arizona, the exhibit at the Phoenix Zoo probably comes to mind. But these endangered cats have been roaming the Sonoran Desert for hundreds of years.
We have to take him home.
Yeah.
Lucero was rescued and brought to the zoo from Mexico and will one day return to the wild. Unlike Lucero, Macho B has been photographed for 13 years before finally being collared in February.
You can gather movement.
The Jaguar Conservation Team says the device will track the cat's habitat, diet, and movement across the border.
And the information from the collar should lead to answering some of those more difficult questions.
About 40 miles southeast of Tucson, biologist Tim Snow gives us a tour of this predator's hillside home. Macho B and other jaguars' habitat is expected to range from 3 miles to this entire mountainside and more.
That's a big track.
We didn't find any signs of the animal.
That's actually a dog.
The conservation team has only collected 75 pictures of the mysterious creature since the team's start in 1997.
In any wildlife work, you don't actually, or you very seldom see the animal.
Macho B is already helping researchers to understand the jaguar, and it's getting some alone time too. So if you want to catch a glimpse of a jaguar, for now, you'll have to stick to the zoo. In Tucson, Jamil Donith, Cronkite Newswatch. The civil lawsuit brought against the Arizona Department of Economic Security claimed that cutting 10% of disability services goes against federal and state laws. I had a chance to see firsthand the people that depend on these programs.
Good.
Eric Herman is 48 years old, but he is different from most middle-aged men. He can't speak.
Sit up, you okay?
Eric has epilepsy and suffers from grand mal seizures. If funding for his daily support is cut, Eric won't have anyone to watch him while his mother is at work.
To see this wonderful model deteriorate and the services that people count on eliminated is just more than anybody could stand.
So Herman and other supporters went to court to stop the state cuts that would harm the 850 agencies like the Centers for Rehabilitation, which serve some 29,000 beneficiaries.
Get down here.
Family Partners is another center facing cuts, one of the largest in Maricopa County, serving more than 600 families like the Gauntzes.
She was 1 pound.
Brie Marie Gauntz was born 15 weeks premature. She needs a tube in her nose to help her breathe, and without the care from Family Partners, she could not eat on her own.
Without those check marks and those checkups and the help, she could fall behind.
The Department of Economic Security faces a budget shortfall of more than $153 million. Because of the suit, the department refused to talk to us about its financial decisions.
So you're going to be violating the statute.
But DES Director Linda Blessing did explain to state lawmakers that because of the cuts and the limited time to implement them, the department could not live up to its statutory commitments.
We had no choice, and I frankly don't know where else we could have gone because we did pick the least harm areas.
Eric, you're gonna eat lunch?
While the state says they are doing the best they can, families whose lives depend on the areas considered the least harmful had no choice but to stand up and speak for those like Eric and Bree, who can't speak for themselves. Jamil Donith, Cronkite Newswatch.
Shot by Chris Tucker? No, he just got no goal.
All-star ticket holders who made their way to downtown Phoenix didn't just support the athletes, they also helped boost local businesses.
She have 2 for lunch?
Businesses like Marley's Restaurant say this weekend was a slam dunk.
This was our biggest weekend in the history of Marley's, which is 16 years, so that says a lot.
And city leaders agree. As cleanup crews were tearing down, city leaders were bragging about the weekend's success. estimated to be a $35 million boost to the economy.
We probably saw more people on the street downtown than any time in our history.
While many venues saw winning numbers over the weekend, just down the street, some places say they were left on the sidelines. Cooperstown has been planning for the All-Stars since November, and when their street was closed off for the media, it was game over for them.
We raised our game to match the level of the All-Star game, and it was a monumental disappointment.
Thank you.
Mayor Phil Gordon says the city is still learning and plans to improve their plays by the next big event.
As we have done on almost any event, we'll meet with any of those that were affected, see what we can do, and then make sure that it doesn't happen again.
This is perfect.
That way, everyone can share in the All-Star revenue. In Phoenix, Jamil Donith, Cronkite News Watch.